Hello. Hi, everyone. It's me, Oberon, Tarot for today. And this is my outlook on emotional exchanges. It's for the week Friday, April 11th till next Thursday. That's the 17th. Mere days before Banshee's birthday. And the end of Aries season. Maybe I'll tone down the red. But I'm here for the emotional exchanges today. And of course, as you know, it's my reading for every sign of the zodiac. I flipped two cards from the top and the bottom of the deck. And by the way, I am using the Modern Love Tarot by Ethany. There it is. So, the top card from the top of the deck is about the emotional vibe of the week, what's happening around you emotionally speaking. And the bottom of the card, that card revealed is more or less the will you be lucky question. And of course, will you be lucky pertains to any manifestation of a strong emotional bonding or love with somebody. So are you lucky physically? Are you lucky romantically? Let's say that kind of thing. So here we go then. And our first reading is for Aries. And these are good for Sun, Moon, or Rising sign Aries. All right, the top of the card is the reversed Queen of Wands. So the vibe is a little chill, maybe. The vibe is maybe overreaching. There may be some overreaching going on. It could be that emotionally speaking, somebody's trying very hard to be attractive to somebody or attracted to somebody, or it's vice versa, of course. And even if you are in a relationship, you know, there are those situations where somebody is doing that thing. But from the bottom of the deck, it's another queen. And we're saying, will you be lucky? Well, it's the Queen of Swords. Swords means no, never. According to the handy pop-up guide, which is over there, or just displayed. But the Queen of Swords says, you're going to try, and you may be making a really bad decision, but you'll live with it. That's the way it goes. All right, so now we'll move on to Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the vibe for the week, Taurus? And yet another queen. Taurus, you got it made in the shade, I guess. It's the Queen of Cups. You are in charge of all good and beneficent kind of ideas in terms of relationships or emotionality. So good on you. All right, so from the bottom of the deck, it's Temperance, upright. Temperance, upright, major arcana. Good luck, it says. Good luck, but we can say this, that if temperance shows up for you, then probably the idea is moderation is the name of the game. When I look in the picture, I sort of see a sense of happiness in a family or in a connection. This could be about really just establishing a baseline sense of family or strong joy in somebody else's presence. All right. So we'll now move on to Gemini. And of course, that's Sun, Moon, or Rising. Gemini, what is the emotional vibe or situation around you in those relationship terms? It's the Four of Pentacles. Somebody wants their cake and to eat it too, perhaps. The idea about the Four of Pentacles is suggesting maybe somebody wants to be alone, wants to be on their own, and maybe they don't really have that luxury. Maybe they do have other situations or connections that they need to be aware of. So be kind to others, share with others. From the bottom, will you be lucky? Reversed Five of Wands. Wands says yes, but you will have to work at it. And the Five of Wands says that the odds are likely there will be some sense of fighting over this, some sense of people acting out a little bit. All right, I'll move on to Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. From the top of the deck, what is the vibe for Cancer this week? It's judgment. Cancers may be re-evaluating what they have learned recently. There may be some sort of new interest in things that are really different for you. It could be you're going from a spiritual to non-spiritual, or vice versa, could be more likely. But in general, you may be reviewing the contents of emotionality relating to you at a really deep spiritual level. You may find that maybe you really are changing your mind about certain things. But will you be lucky, Cancer? From the bottom of the deck, it's King of Pentacles. And Pentacles says it will come with a price. And the King of Pentacles in a reverse position is somebody who is not necessarily in control or in charge of their destiny. They may still be working on things, but they haven't quite gotten there yet. Maybe they are taking missteps. And so in terms of coming with a price, you may be able to find a way to bail yourself out, but you might have to promise a lot more than what you thought you were. And now we'll move on to Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Top of the deck. What is the vibe, emotionally speaking? It's the Three of Cups. There's a lot of happiness right now. There's a connection maybe with other people, and we're celebrating happiness. Maybe it's about marriages. Maybe it's about relationships. It could be about a number of things, but it is really the height of happiness that's shared with your family or friends. Now, will you get lucky, Leo? And it's swords. No, it's the Seven of Swords at that. It's upright. But I think the idea is you may have to make a getaway. That maybe if there is some relationship, you might have to lie or somehow, pull yourself away from this. It just looks like maybe there's something weird going on there with that Seven of Swords energy. I'm so sorry, Leo. Let's move on to Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What's the vibe around you, Virgo? It's the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands, and it's upright. The vibe suggests that maybe you are willing to prove your love, prove your admiration, prove your happiness over your own situation, because maybe you find you are defying the odds in some way. It could be about, issues of diversity, but not necessarily. You're just defying the odds in the sense that people don't want you to have the level of emotional or romantic happiness you have. And that puts you kind of at the center of defending that. But it looks like you're going to do well. Will you get lucky? Well, it's swords again, and swords means no. And it's the reversed four swords. And I guess this is an idea that maybe you need to still work on your own health. Maybe it's in emotional health even, that you're not quite back in action, but you can look forward to that in the future. All right, we will now move on to Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Cards are a little sticky today, and my arthritis is a little agony. All right, so Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, what is the vibe around you? It's the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is upright. You know you can get away. Emotionally speaking, you know there's a better opportunity for you, and you're seeing yourself going there. You realize that maybe you have to summon up some strength to do that, emotionally speaking. You may be just done with a particular status quo of your life, whether you're in a relationship or not. Emotionally speaking, you're moving to a different ground of some sort. So will you be lucky? And it's Pentacles. It comes with a price. And it's the Ten of Pentacles upright at that. And so we could say that the price may have something to do with, if this is like about starting a relationship, also paying attention to those around that person, their family, their friends, their situations. If you're already in a relationship, this could be saying that getting lucky means taking care of business with the family. All right, Libra. And we will move on to Scorpio then. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Scorpio, what is the emotional vibe or situation around you? What is the feel of things? And we're back to the beginning with the reversed Queen of Wands. I think Aries had that. So Scorpio, for you, it may mean about the same thing. The idea I get here is that this is saying you have to tone down a little bit of your more bad temper or exuberance in certain ways. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm going to call us all out here. But I'm going to say that sometimes Scorpios can get as selfish as an Aries. And when you think about it, that's not always that easy. But beyond that, there's an idea of playing down here a little bit, and realizing too that maybe your sense of persuasion is not going to work for you as much, and you might have to really prove beyond that what you're really worth emotionally, what's going on. Will you be lucky? Maybe. It's the Lovers. Well, that's a pretty good sign. Scorpios, be prepared to make a choice that includes love. All right. And now we'll move on to Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the vibe around Sagittarius? It's the Three of Pentacles reversed. The vibe around Sagittarians suggests that maybe we want to go it alone, that maybe we feel we're not connected to people that we should be involved with right now, especially if this is just, Not necessarily a relationship, but maybe a different kind of relationship, something that's more of a working partnership, or it's a situation with neighbors. Maybe you have similar concerns, but something is setting you apart from that a little bit. It may be the situation itself, but you just don't feel you want to engage well with others. It sounds almost like a squabble in a way. Will you be lucky? And it will come with a price. It's the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles says you will be lucky, but understand it as an invitation to move ahead too. Whatever this is about, this sort of begins an opportunity. So it could be, if you're not in a relationship, a new relationship. It could be a special project that's going on. Maybe you're building an extension onto a domicile, or you're making an investment in a major change around the homestead. I get the feel of that there because of that. So good luck, Sagittarians. And we will move on to Capricorn. Sun, moon, or rising. This one's for you, Capricorn. What is the emotional vibe, energy, situation around you? And we have pulled Temperance again. And Temperance is in this position, telling us, I think, that right now you need to work on things of moderation around you. You need to sort of balance your emotional commitments with maybe more than one person or situation. And so there's a reason why there's a child there, because sometimes, you know, you don't have time just for total within the relationship. You have to expend the time on the children or the other effects of the relationship. So this is talking about the balance in those kind of relationships. If you don't have a relationship, this could talk about things that really have strong emotional pulls for you, opportunities or obligations, even connections with others. Now, will you be lucky, Capricorn? And it's Wands, so it means yes, but you'll have to work at it. And it's the reversed Three of Wands. So that means, I believe, the work has a good chance of being an opportunity you just don't connect to in time, that there is a real limited time factor on an emotional opportunity, a get lucky situation romantically or otherwise. Heed the signals. All right, we'll have Aquarius now. Sun, moon, or rising. Aquarians, what is the emotional vibrations, energies, or essence around you at this time? And it's the reversed Five of Cups. So emotionally, Aquarians, you may feel like something is trying to connect with you from your past in a way. Maybe it's old friendships or old relationships you had, and there's a sense of them coming back to you in a way, or that opportunities that maybe have that sort of resonance towards a past relationship or situation seem to be coming back to you. You're finding emotional comfort in that. But will you be lucky, Aquarians? I don't know. It's Cups. It means it will come to you naturally. It's the Knight of Cups reversed. And it does feel like maybe there was something going on there. This was really a situation that maybe you thought was gone. Whatever it represented as a relationship had moved on. And so it will come to you naturally that maybe this is that kind of energy, that it may not be here forever. It may have done this more than once in your life. I don't know, it's a little bit intriguing in a way. Okay, so we're on Pisces then. Sun, Moon, or Rising. So Pisces, what's the emotional energy or vibe around you? It's the Six of Cups. You feel that nothing can really compare, emotionally speaking, to what you had before. And so you're really kind of sort of connected to that in a way, that the vibration is really, that you're going to always feel a little bit you were happier before. I know that's a little somber, but it's what I feel. Now, will you be lucky? That's the reverse Seven of Wands. You will have to work at it, and you may feel like maybe sometimes the best recourse in situations like this where you have that chance of getting lucky is maybe to prove that you're not really the strong one, to be a little bit more vulnerable, or maybe it is actually saying, well, this is one you don't want to get lucky on. Maybe you don't want to get lucky on this particular one. And that's okay too. So that's it for the emotional exchanges for this week. I would like to thank everybody for coming. And I realize I'm a little garish here, but I wanted to do something unusual. So here I am, all in the pink or the red of it. I'd like to take a moment and just tell you to please watch our other shows, watch our happy hour. Tomorrow it will be at 4 p.m. That's actually more happy hour hours, but it's our free uplifting, one card per person in the chat room, positive uplifting message for everyone. And then Sunday morning is Banshee's Material Matters at 10 a.m. recorded show, but we are live in the chat room and there to dispense more, especially Banshee, more information about the astrological underpinnings of her article, of her astrology. So check that out. We're also live on Sunday afternoons, 2 to 4 p.m. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you next time.